All you have to do is slay the princess. It's that simple. That's all the game is. You have one task. But can you do it? Will you do it? And why do we have to do it? Slay the Princess was a game I played on a whim, a seemingly simple premise that I just picked up, and it quickly became one of my favorite games of all time. And I hope you enjoy this journey, because it's truly not what you expect. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings. There are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. Slay the Princess. It's the, it's the... What the... How scary is this game? I like that. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Oh. The end of the world? What are you talking about? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it? Can someone... Oh, what the... Dude, there's so many options. I'm just going to go with my gut. The end of the world, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
How can a princess locked away in the basement end the world?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
Okay. Yeah, do you have any evidence to back this up?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
It's possible that the narrator is right. Yeah, have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation.
All right, I'm open to it.
Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything.
Well, it's possible that it ruining everything is the correct course of action here. While sad and depressing, it's possible that it's still a good thing in some
Unless,
way.
Of course, you do your job and slay her.
I don't know. I'm not like committing here though. I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll slay her. I just don't trust this narrator already.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out.
Okay.
Then each and every one of us is doomed.
Oh God. All right. I'm nervous about it, but you know what? I'll take my chances here. I feel like I already know the narrator might be suspicious, so.
So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Okay, so this is our voice. This is our eternal monologue here. Or is it? We've gotten like a couple dialogue options in, and I'm like, I don't trust anything that's happening here.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
What? I'm sorry. What?
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Well, do we have to kill the princess with the blade as well? I mean, isn't there a more humane way to do it? I can enter the basement without the blade, or I can take the blade and then probably enter the basement. If we take the blade, it could indicate to the princess malice, in which case that she would be more on edge, but it would give us more options on what to do with this. Is she going to try to kill me? She doesn't want to die, obviously. I think I take the blade here.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Yeah, the music got a little bit scarier when I took the blade. And now my cursor has a blade on it. I don't know if you guys noticed that. All right, into the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
No, that's a really poor reason to kill somebody.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
Oh, hey.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Does she though? I don't know. I'm gonna make my own opinions about this.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hey, is this where I kill you? I just want to make sure that this is the place. I'm just gonna say hi.
Don't be a stranger. And it's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Hey, that's not a princess, that's a queen. You know what I'm talking about, you know. Why is she locked up? Why is it the end of the world? Is it the end of the world? Is the narrator right? Does the narrator hears the voice in my head? Is the voice of the hero somebody else, or is it me?
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
The voice of the hero is basically just my own voice. Good to know. All right.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not just gonna do it. Nuh-uh. I haven't decided.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
I don't like her tone. The tone sounds manipulative.
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Not something I would do. My only bargaining chip here, my only sense of control in this situation is the fact that I have this blade. Nothing happens if I don't have it. I want information from her. She's asking in return I drop the blade, but then I give my only bargaining chip here to find out more information. I also don't know where I'm going to drop it. I could drop it, forward, could drop it back. She might be able to grab it from where she is, in which case I would be in danger. I'd have no bargaining chip. It's possible the end of the world exists. I'm going to tighten my grip here.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
I just don't know if I'm going to kill her.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
She thinks she's dangerous.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
I could throw it.
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
Is she bluffing, though?
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
What if she isn't bluffing? What if she kills us? Are you sure she's not armed? She doesn't look armed. I need more information. I want to talk.
You're so close. Don't give up. You've come this far. No, this is a good idea. Maybe we can de-escalate things.
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, threatened, are we? You poor thing. Drop the knife, and of course we can talk.
No. Nope, I'm not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Oh, well, actually, that's true. That makes sense. I'm not dropping the blade. That's just not something I'm going to do. I also don't want to slay the princess. I'll squint. I want to read her.
You stare at the princess, squinting. She squints back. The two of you are going to do this forever, aren't you?
Squint at the princess even harder.
You squint even harder. So does she. At least nobody's dying right now. You're going to have to make a choice. You can't keep squinting forever. Eventually, someone is going to have to blink.
Those are the only options. Are you kidding me? Let's worst case scenario this. If I don't slay the princess, it's possible the world will end. I don't know if I trust it. It's just possible. If I drop the blade, I'm risking just my own life. Well, also the world too, I guess. Why is she only linked to one of the two chains. If she was that dangerous, first off, wouldn't she be linked to both? Second off, if she broke one of the chains, that's pretty bad. I don't trust the narrator, but when considering one small thing for the greater good, it's like I could ask more. I don't know what that's going to do. I think I do it.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through.
Damn it! I squinted too hard.
A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Holy shit, that hurts! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing.
I gotta get away. She might get the knife.
Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit.
We don't have human hands.
We can still turn this around.
I don't know if I'm the hero anymore. Lean, lock her in the basement, give up or finish the job. No, I have some actual doubt now. I give up. I hope this means give up like trying to kill her, not like anything else.
Are you serious? As internal bleeding sets in, the blade falls from your trembling hands, clattering to the ground uselessly. You lacked the will to finish the job, your bruised and broken body falling to its knees before her.
Oh, that means give up my life. Oh, whoopsies.
The princess, exhausted, chest heaving with heavy breaths, tosses the blade away from you. This is the end, isn't it?
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
She plants her foot on your chest and pushes you onto your back, the air leaving your lungs in a heavy puff. And then she brings her knee to your throat.
Damn, she's brutal.
She leans into it with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess, shattering your windpipe and leaving you starved for breath.
It's too bad. I was looking forward to some company.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
If you like this video and playthroughs like it, feel free to subscribe. I love being able to discover games like this and showcase it for you guys to see. We have tons of other videos coming up as well, like Majora's Mask, Tunic, Undertale, and so many more. So subscribe if you want to be notified of when those go live. Chapter 2, The Tower.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Just restart?
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I'm gonna slay her. But yeah, I died. What am I doing here?
I can assure you that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
I don't know if but does the narrator not remember or choosing to play this part?
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. What does it matter what he knows?
Voice of the
There's
broken.
nothing we can do to stop her. She's just going to kill us again. She is not going to kill you unless you let her. But slaying the princess and saving the world is going to be much more difficult than it has to be if you spend the whole time second-guessing yourself.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth, and all of this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother to do anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
It's a little manipulative, you know? Like, he's got a point. He's got a point. I kind of understand.
Of course we died. She didn't feel pain. She didn't feel much of anything, did she? And she broke every bone in our body before she decided to let us die. What were we supposed to do to stop her then? What are we supposed to do to stop her now? It's pointless.
Wow, I'm really depressed. Holy shit. Yeah, okay, I gotta get a win. Let's actually let's slay this
She's
princess.
just a princess. Slaying her shouldn't have been difficult, but congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right.
Yeah.
And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
So the narrator is on it. And if we've repeated this, does the world really end?
What do you mean?
course there weren't any consequences. The princess killed us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
There's the narrator, there's the voice of the hero, and then there's the voice of the broken. There's 3 voices here in our head. Assuming that we gained a voice this last time, the voice of the broken, because we died. The voice of the hero spawned after the first loop of this. It's possible that we are currently on the 4th loop rather than the 2nd, is what I'm trying to say. We did something first. The narrator spawns in. I don't know if that's true or anything, right? We then do something. Voice of the hero, maybe we slay her, right? And then we just had what the start of the game was. We fail to kill her. Voice of the broken comes in, right? And now we're on the 4th loop.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself? Or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
There's literally no no way of knowing.
If she ended the entire world, why should we even
Voice of the
bother?
broken, it's a different voice.
We might as well just walk up to that cabin, break her chains, and let her do whatever she wants. It's all the same in the end.
Just because she's capable of ending the world doesn't mean you're not capable of slaying her. Both of those things can be true at the same time. So chin up. I believe in you.
Let's talk about this princess.
Just be quick about it.
She killed me last time around. How can I make sure that doesn't happen again? All she did last time around was beat me to death. How can someone like that end the world? To quote you from last time, she's just a princess. Why was she strong enough to beat me to death with her bare hands? Who locked her in the basement? What is this place? I'm not sold to killing her. I'm not like vengeful or spiteful. Let me still default to Invo. Who locked her in the basement? What is this place?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
I'm going to, because there's a woman's life at stake and also the end of the world. If people locked her away, then why couldn't they slay her? Why is this falling on me?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are.
Dude, that rings BS to me. Narrator is a master
Oh.
manipulator.
I didn't know we were special.
Okay, so the hero voice is naive.
Of course you're special. Why else would you be here?
Like 15 other reasons.
Who cares if you think we're special? As far as I can tell, the only thing special about us is that we get to experience painfully dying all over again.
Shut up, Broken. We've already proven that the narrator is a master manipulator. Even if we get an answer that we like, we cannot trust it. We're searching for an answer that we want to hear. So even asking like, what aren't you telling me? The narrator could have has had 3 different times to actually tell us. Yeah, why aren't you telling me though? I'll still do it.
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult.
Seems increasingly complex the more we talk
Even
about
if
it.
he's
It's true.
hiding something, I doubt it would help us. I'm sure knowing what he knows would only make things worse.
He's capitalized.
Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge?
Yeah, please do.
I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic.
He's just like me for real.
You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included.
That is important information. Also, the narrator proved that the voices are 2 different people. How can I make sure that she doesn't kill me last time?
Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, okay. Why was she strong enough to beat me to death with her bare hands?
She is just a princess. Whatever you think happened to you last time, just get it out of your head before you get to the cabin, and you'll be fine.
Oh, that's so dismissive. It's not that the narrator doesn't know that she's strong. I think the narrator knows what happened last time. There was a little slip up earlier. I just don't think the narrator cares. That's all.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Okay, I'll go to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
Lying? Cheating? Why would she even bother? She didn't need to do anything like that last time.
She definitely was baiting, though.
She caught us off guard last time. We'll be fine. Let's just keep our wits about us.
Oh god, maybe this is actually me being paranoid. I don't trust anybody in this entire game right now, including myself, because, you know, we had the assumption, oh, we're human. We're not human. We're some sort of scaly thing. Not only that, the princess said things, but is that what she's saying, or is it just what I'm hearing?
At least one of you still has a shred of sense. Just make sure you listen to him and not that whiner. If that's what you want, I guess I don't have a say here. The interior of the cabin is larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
What the this is so different.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Why do we feel so small? We don't feel small. We are small.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's the altar, the blade sitting on the altar, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror.
It's right there.
There isn't. Who cares if there's a mirror? We're all going to die anyway. And I'm sure that if we looked in there, we'd just see something sad and miserable looking back at us. We don't need any reminders of what we are. It would only make things worse.
Everything is like, and the whole like art style is going back and forth, right? It's 2 frames between each other. The mirror is static here.
For the last time, you're not going to die unless you let it happen. And luckily for you, there isn't a mirror, so no one needs to worry about confronting a grisly visage any time in the near future.
Okay, well, he knows how we look like.
Though, for what it's worth, if there were a mirror, I'm sure that you wouldn't find anything sad or miserable in it looking back at you. You probably look perfectly normal. Probably. Do you not know what we look like? He knows. He just doesn't have the heart to tell us.
I don't actually know if he's lying to us. Is this mirror here because we want to believe that there's a mirror so we can find out who we are because we had that question the last loop? Or is there a mirror here and the narrator simply isn't telling us that there's a mirror here? It doesn't matter if there's a mirror, that's true, but I want to approach it.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
So the narrator here, assuming the mirror exists, the narrator doesn't have to show us who we are because he's narrating what's happening. Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
And the mirror wasn't there anymore. Because the narrator is saying it's the cabin wall, it must be. And this isn't a cabin. This is a castle.
We should count ourselves lucky. Some things are better left.
The veil is
unseen.
being lifted. Maybe the reason why the cabin is looking different is because we see things differently now. We've been through some trauma. We've been through something. We see things, the world in a different way. Well, the cabin's different from last time. Awesome.
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
I don't trust any of that. Do we want to kill the prince? Like, if that's correct, no, I don't want to kill the princess. I'm not going to take the blade.
No blade this time. Yeah. Maybe she'll be more receptive if we're unarmed. Blade, no blade. It doesn't matter.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease.
This is actually kind of nice.
It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
There's that line again.
Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
That's a different voice.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
Wait, something's a little different with her voice this time. That first half, though, oh, I'm about to witness you. Am I right? Like, oh, like, the stairs aren't the only thing that's going down, you know? Hey, yo.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time.
You shouldn't have come down here unarmed.
We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her.
Voice of the Broken is, has some attachment issues.
Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago, you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there.
It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess. Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall.
Once again, it's only one chain. That chain's broken.
The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
Then why doesn't she break this chain?
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants.
I have no comment.
I see your hands are empty. You've already given up, haven't you? You aren't even going to try and kill me. How sweet, and more than a little disappointing.
She's disappointed in us?
Shut up, Sam.
Kneel.
That's demanding. This is why I brought the dagger the last time. What power do we have in this bargaining scenario? We are just now a person here. We kind of just have to give in to what she says. I'm not gonna lie.
On her command, you fall to the floor, knees painfully connecting with hard stone.
That's my good little bird.
Dear
No.
God.
Why don't we talk? The last time we met, you tried to kill me. And yet here you are again. This time groveling at my feet. What a wretched sight.
Does the princess also have multiple voices?
What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death?
Questioning one.
Speak.
Yeah, she does. One is inquisitive, the other is demanding.
The last time we met?
And she
I
remembers.
suppose that lends credence to our conversation in the woods. Still, whatever you do, don't tell her why you're here. It's best not to give her any ideas.
I wonder if our death gave her more power and we are weaker, we're smaller. Let's have an open and honest conversation.
You
in the world.
weak-willed buffoon.
You narrator.
Is that so?
The princess closes her eyes in contemplation.
Something about that thought wraps itself around my heart. It feels like a fundamental truth to my being that I'd somehow forgotten.
Oh no! Oh, what have I done? Oh, that's not good.
The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new. And the world as it is now is overdue for alterations. It's time for me to seize my destiny. And you, little bird, will help me seize it.
She's inevitable. There's nothing else for us to do but help her. Maybe she'll be nice to us.
What would you have to do? What do you have planned? Just because you're supposed to end the world doesn't mean you actually have to do it. I have questions for you before I decide to do anything. What happened to you after I died? Pledge yourself to her. The narrator said don't do it. I have questions before I decide to do anything.
Know the limits of your privilege, little bird.
I don't like that tone.
There's an empty place at my side for you to fill, if you'll have it. But it is not a place for an equal. It is a place for something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
What would you have me do? What would you have planned?
All you have to do is break these chains and set me free.
If you're so powerful, can't you just break the chains yourself? Okay, no, we're onto something here.
Don't be rude. Of course she can.
Broken. You don't understand. We're getting information here. That's the point.
It's not rude to question someone who's apparently trying to end the world. That's exactly why it's rude. We should know our place.
Broken, don't do that.
I can, easily. But that isn't what I want to do.
She can't. These chains do bind her.
The story of a terrible and bountiful god unbounded of her own will is no story at all. It's not worthy of everything I am, or everything I'm bound to become. It isn't even worthy of what I was. The destruction in Genesis that's to follow in my wake is deserving of a song that can echo for eternity. The song of you, being so struck by my glory, so overwhelmed by what I am, that you feel you must deliver me into the world.
Nope, that's not happening. I don't like that role.
And from your act of utter devotion and submission springs a new dawn, A better dawn. Submit now, submit later. It makes no difference. Because in the end, no matter how vainly you struggle against me, my will triumphs over yours.
Because you're supposed to end the world doesn't mean you actually have to do it. You can be whatever you want to be.
This isn't about desire. This is about what I am. And I have little interest in discussing destiny with one that cannot see the divine truth that shines in my heart.
I only have one option, which is I'm yours to command. Okay. All right. I'll do it. Regretfully, I am yours to command.
Your will was so easily broken. Am I that magnificent?
You're so full of yourself.
All you need to do now is break my chains.
No. Oh.
If this is what you want, then I guess there's not much else for me to say.
No, you can't just give in to her. Not when the stakes are so high. Not when you're so close. I won't let you do this.
I do want to kill her. I do want to slay the princess right now. This is, I don't like what she's done here.
There's still something in the way. A greasy film inside of you where it doesn't belong. Trying to conceal you from me.
Is that the narrator? Is the narrator protecting us?
Is that a person? No, it used to be a person. It's something different now. An echo.
The voices in our head are the echoes from previous stories.
Is she talking about you? That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you? A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
She can see the narrator. Oh, go.
No. What are you talking about?
I don't care what you are. You're mine.
Ah!
Rise, my little bird.
What did she do, the narrator?
Without hesitation, you're brought to your feet.
Yo! Bro, she can't take over the story like this. This is the world ending. The narrator literally has the power to control the story.
Break my chains.
And how are we supposed to do that? We don't even have a weapon.
That's right. I didn't bring the dagger because I just wanted to talk.
All you need to do is believe it's been done.
Oh no, I have to. I'm sorry, it's over. And what if I don't believe? What happens then?
You poor, wretched little thing. You already do believe. You've always believed. All you have to do is open the last door to your heart.
It's easy. And once you let her in, you'll be safe and free forever.
Please, don't do this.
I only have two options.
There's nothing to be sorry about. This is how it was always going to be. And it is good.
Alright, I'm done with this. I'm just gonna go sit in the corner. Let me know if we get our agency back.
Yeah, we have no agency right now.
Her chains shatter, and the cuff falls from her wrist. She is loose, and the end is upon us.
Yo, that I am free, she is loose. Wow.
What a good disciple you are. Come, it's time for us to leave.
What happens now? No, I'm gonna be inquisitive.
Nothing. And then, everything.
Take her hand. What the? But you do not take her hand. Something has taken her away, and it's left something else in her place. This is the mirror.
She's gone. Where did she go?
I just got chills. I'm
Should
not,
we
like
try and find her?
See that? I literally have chills. What the hell?
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Is the mirror representative of me, the person playing the game? Even though the narrative is gone, I still control some part of the story. I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror.
There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should. I don't want to look at us. I'm begging you, don't do this.
The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
I mean, it's the fact that we have to accept who we are. We haven't seen who we are ourselves, right? It's like Pandora's box. You cannot close it once you've opened it. It's a piece of information that you're always going to know how you look after you see yourself for the first time. You approach the mirror, gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone. The mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You were alone in a place that is empty. Just quiet here. This is the cabin. You were at the cabin, which hurt.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Is this her narrative? What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
What do you think I am?
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Complex characters reduced to a simple function. The gift of a fragile vessel?
Yes. Nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond. Perspectives to make my own. This one is dominance. A figure capable of bending everything to her will. She will make for a terrifying and divine heart.
Dominance is the princess that we just faced, basically.
Do not mourn her, for she would not be able to mourn you.
Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Fair. Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
You know about the worlds beyond this place?
I know only that they are.
Remember the opening line, the very beginning of all of this? This is a love story. Are we falling in love with the princess? Is this the princess? Is this some sort of vessel that describes every emotion of the princess and we're going through each one of them? Are you what sent me to slay the princess, or are you what trapped me here?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
Yeah, maybe this is a new emotion, a new side of the princess. The one we just witnessed was dominant. But were you always the princess, or are you just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
Let her out of there. Well, that's the thing is like, I'm curious what this says, but I don't know if I mean it.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me.
Maybe this empty place is who the princess is. Like the true full form of the princess. I don't know. This is me theory crafting in. Like the whole body of the princess, all complex as she is. And the stories that we're witnessing, the stories that we go up to the cabin, the castle, the tower, whatever it is, right? Are just like small aspects of her personality.
I promise that it doesn't hurt.
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them.
More feelings, more emotions.
There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole. And perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Yeah, exactly. Are you scared that I'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
Yeah. All right. I just wanted to ask that because I think what I'm understanding here is that killing her is one perspective that we have of the princess, despite it being good or bad. There's no morally, there's no moral concept that's one above the other here. How much will I forget?
Everything. Until we meet again.
How many more pieces of you do you have to find? I'm assuming this is like where we get like the number amount.
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
And what if I don't let you do this to me?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
I was sent to slay the princess to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done.
Yeah.
To destroy is
I
merely
figured
to
this out.
reshape, to remold.
I think I figured this out. You're being semantic. What if I, what are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
Make me forget. I want to go back.
She asks that I tell you to remember her.
Okay.
You won't.
Oh! Maybe my character won't, but like I will. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess. All right! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I think
You're
I know
on
what
a
this
path
game is.
In the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin.
Let's go
And
slay
in
a
the basement
princess.
of that cabin is a princess.
Yeah, I just got a Steam achievement. The real Slay the Princess starts here. That's crazy. So now we need to see more perspectives. We need to find more.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Sweet, I've always wanted to offer Monarch. Viva la Revolution!
The spirit.
That's the spirit. Let's go kill ourselves a princess.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
We're not going to go through with this, right?
She's a princess. We're supposed to save
We still have a lot of
princesses, not
questions, like
slay
who the
them.
narrative is and like what the voices mean and all this stuff. But like, we'll get there later.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay, take the blade.
You take the blade from the table.
I'm gonna continue down the
Good.
stairs.
You're still listening to reason.
I'm gonna be as cold killer as possible.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Steel your nerves and step forward. I'm not hesitating this time.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
Slay the princess.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation.
Oh,
You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
I feel bad now.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Wait, why did she say, oh, why is she not screaming?
this is it, isn't it?
Like, why is she so content with it?
I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die.
Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well.
It's like she has her own narrative. Like her own narrator.
But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
Of course she is. She's dead. She's not, though. I'm not sure. I feel like she has some kind of trick up her sleeve. Of course not. That was too easy. She definitely has some trick up her sleeve.
It's over. You could check her sleeves if you want, but I can assure you that there's nothing hidden up there.
No! Oh, no! I f***ed up! Oh! I should have believed that she was dead because the doubt in my mind made it that she does have a trick up her sleeve.
We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse?
Don't check for a pulse. Don't do it.
I really don't think you should do
Don't do it. Don't do it.
And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us? I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. Your blade pierced her heart. There's no coming back from that.
You're right. She's dead. Let's get out of here. She's dead.
Yes, exactly.
She's dead.
It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you.
We once believed that she did have something up her sleeve. Does she? Oh, God. I don't even believe myself anymore.
Why do I feel like we've done something terrible? You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience. But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
Leave.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, The only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away.
Interesting.
What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
I don't seem very happy. Kind of hoping I get a better ending for saving the world. Yeah.
This isn't an ending. In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past. No. This is the beginning of eternity. Your reward. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
And if I believe that I've been happy, then I guess it must be.
Psst. Hey, we're not just going to stay here forever, right?
Do you hear the narrator? I'm happy. We're happy.
Are we really happy? Or is he just telling us that we are?
Maybe I'm not happy. And I'm not just saying that because you're the last person I talked to. Yeah, I'm not happy.
Good, because I have an idea to get us out of here. Though you're probably not going to like it. The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this.
We kill ourselves.
I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero. He's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end. Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it.
I'm with the hero on this one.
Don't you dare.
Or anything else.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay with that.
I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate.
It doesn't seem like an eternity of bliss.
Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs.
Yeah, the narrator has given up on us. We're not doing this. The narrator is telling us that we're doing this.
The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it.
Because we believed the princess to be dead, she is.
You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die.
Wow, that's really narratively to the point, but I understand because he's unhappy with us.
The end. Nice knowing you.
That's hilarious. The specter.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Oh, you bastard, you're in it for now. I'm wise to your tricks.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We've just met for the first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. That's fine. It wasn't very hard to kill her last time. We'll just do it again.
Voice of the cold. We did act very cold. We just went in, killed her, and called it a day.
Well, if for whatever reason you're going to insist that this has happened before, at least your heart's in the right place. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. She won't be a problem.
God, that is so cold.
The interior of the cabin is cold, a soft odor of dirt permeating the air. Cobwebs flutter in the corners. You can hear wind whistling outside, banging the shutters against the windows. The only furniture of note is an elegant antique table with a pristine blade perched on the edge.
And there's the mirror again. Our voice of the cold has now invoked a cold external environment on the cabin.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. It feels like no one's been here for a long, long time. Like I've been saying, she's dead. We killed her already.
Do I want to kill her again? I'm gonna approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
Oh my god, do you remember what the princess said to us last loop with that grime in our head? The narrator?
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
But there was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. Let's not spend much longer worrying over it. Clearly, it's not even important enough to be acknowledged.
It's such a cool game. This is so fun. We're taking the blade. We're killing her again.
The door to the basement groans open, revealing an old banister and a creaky wooden stairwell. Everything is coated in a thick layer of dust, and you can feel it settle into your lungs as you breathe in the stale air. The very building itself feels dead. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
I love that line. The more it's said, the more I love it.
The room below is silent.
Nobody's here. Naturally.
As much as I appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be so sure.
What if she is dead? Because we did kill her already.
I guess we'll just have to go down and see.
Because the last loop that happened, she remembered that we tried to kill her and failed. And that's why she was so dominant over us, because she knew that we were going to do it again.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain. Okay, she's definitely dead.
This just confirms that whatever happens in the first loop will 100% affect the second loop.
It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from underneath the floor.
No! No!
Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous, skeletal grin. And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here?
So it's weird, because the narrator has control over some situations, but not others.
Ghost!
Oh. Wow. How absolutely terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went.
What's up?
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you. Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin.
So she has a body, and she's right there. That means we could kill her again, if we wanted to.
We're slaying the princess this time. Or maybe like we wait and see what happens. Oh god. What do I want here? I want to know more. I want to know more. I always want to know more. I'm gonna wait.
I see you brought that annoying knife again.
I did.
So, are you waiting for a chance to use it? Or are you here for something else?
See, this is exactly what I was trying to tell you about the woods. This already happened. We already killed her. Oh my dear god. There's what the holy sh. I killed you. What are you doing not being dead?
I don't feel very dead. But I guess I'm not dead. So you must have only mostly killed me.
This is a trick up her sleeve, maybe.
Or maybe death is only mostly real, but it's also mostly not real. I'm not sure. I'm just the one these things have happened to. Not the one with all the answers. Or any of the answers.
But we're not a ghost. Unless we are? Maybe that's why the mirror disappeared. We're actually dead.
I don't think that's why the mirror disappeared, but we
Death,
might actually
at
be
least
dead.
as a form of permanence, is just a concept. And clearly it's not a very useful one anymore. Maybe we should throw it out entirely.
See, this is why I didn't want you to talk to her. Death is not just a concept, it is an extremely real phenomenon. Don't let her distort your reality. Cold, hard facts exist. The truth exists. It has to.
Your body's right there, though. You're a dead body.
The princess glances back at the bones lying on the floor.
It's just a body. Do you believe these bones? Or do you believe me? Because those bones aren't talking to you.
She's seeing things pragmatically. We should do the same. Reality is what's in front of us, not our preconceptions of what it should be. There doesn't need to be a static truth. There doesn't need to be objectivity.
Do you know why you came back?
How should I know? Why does anyone come back? Maybe I have unfinished business with you. Or maybe you have unfinished business with me. All I know is there's a hole in my chest. Not the big obvious one that you put there. There's something older and deeper.
Are we filling her heart with all these perspectives?
A nagging reminder that I'm not where I'm supposed to be.
Are we like dimension hopping or whatever we want to call it to these different stories in order to find these different perspectives of the princess to put her back together? Where are you supposed to be?
Home.
And just where is home, I wonder?
I don't know where home is. I just know it isn't here. But I can feel it calling to me from someplace far away. Wherever I'm supposed to be, it's out there.
How specific. And how convenient for her. You see what she's doing, right? She's suggesting that the only way you can rid yourself of her would be to let her out, which, in case you haven't been listening, will spell the end of the entire world.
I died too, and I'm not floating around like you are. What happened? Why am I different? Why are you different?
You don't look dead, killer.
The princess grabs your wrist, a sudden shock of cold flowing all the way up your arm, her eyes still fixed on yours as you try to squirm out of her grip.
Oh.
And you don't feel dead either.
She lets go and pulls away. Your fingertips tingle painfully as the chill subsides.
I'm less interested in why you are, or how you are, and a lot more interested in what you are.
Same.
I've tried to leave on my own. Before you came back to me, I explored every inch of this place, even the spaces between the walls. But I never found a way out. I always wound up right back here.
Wait a second. If I am to fill the heart of that empty vessel that I saw before and give her the perspectives, maybe I have to let her out.
I just want to go home. I'm so cold and alone here. But you can come and go as you please, can't you? So, let me hitch a ride.
I'm inclined to actually do that.
After all, you own me.
No, you're dying! Oh!
Absolutely not. Is she asking if she can possess us?
Bro! Bro, hell no! Hell no, I'm falling for her f***ing schemes. Don't believe her lies.
She is. And I hope I don't need to explain why you can't let that happen. It would be catastrophic if she managed to escape this place. And if you let her in, there is very little anyone could do to stop her.
Would she be able to see us if we went along with it?
She would be able to. We confirmed that last time.
Now, isn't that an interesting thought? We could finally bring her face to face with him.
The narrator.
I wonder what she would have to say to the one who wants her dead so badly.
You won't like how things play out if you go down this path.
But I want to. Do I still get control if I let you in?
Sure, why not?
That's really not believable at all.
That doesn't sound very reassuring.
Yeah, 100%. You got that right.
Best way to trap her for good. Doesn't seem like it would be very easy to end the world from inside someone else's body.
Okay.
That is a very dangerous train of thought.
You'll leave once we enter the cabin?
If I'm able to. But for all we know, that's not how it works. Maybe I'll wind up stuck with you for a long time.
Do you hear the way she said that? She knows more than she's letting on. Don't let her fool you into doing something you'll regret.
My theory that I have to let her out for her to join the empty vessel. I want to play it. I'll do it.
The princess swims through the air in front of you, pausing for a brief moment as her dark-rimmed eyes stare deeply into yours. There's a hunger in her gaze.
You're really trying to make it up to me, aren't you? Thanks for being a pal, killer. I mean it.
What are you doing? Don't just let her in. How many times do I have to tell you?
Narrator, dude.
See you soon.
She rushes forward and then she's gone. A sharp chill spreads across your body. It starts in your chest, a freezing numbness flowing out from your heart, all the way down your limbs, your mind growing cloudy and confused as it settles over your very soul.
I'm not sure I like this. Can we get a do-over?
I'm afraid it's too late to stop now. The numbness gives way to a stabbing pain, your muscles twitching and convulsing violently, each involuntary movement causing more waves of agony to ripple across your body. You collapse to the floor, and everything goes dark.
It's fine.
Come on, you. You've got to get up. I know everything feels heavy right now, but we still have to get out of here.
Your eyes flick back open as you get your bearings, your vision swimming as...
So this is what it's like to be you, huh? Disembodied voice narrating your every move?
So, it doesn't work like that for you?
Clearly it doesn't, or she wouldn't have commented on it.
All these shards of broken glass on the floor, are they also supposed to be you?
Oh.
Hey, I'm not a shard of broken glass,
It's okay. You can finish your thought.
I'm a voice? I'm me is what I am.
Who cares what we are? We exist. That's all that matters.
You don't have to fight. We'll all be out of here soon.
No, it matters. What we are matters. If I'm a shard of broken glass, then that raises some questions about certain other voices in here too.
Yeah, she hasn't encountered the narrator yet, has she?
I'm clearly the same thing you are.
They're not listening to me. Do they not listen to you either?
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about him.
She hasn't met the narrator.
You don't need to know what I am. You just need to know that I'm different from you. More important.
So, you're the one who pulled the strings and made me dead. I can tell you don't belong here. You're barely even there. Like the shape of something left behind. You're more of a memory than a person.
A memory?
That's rude.
I mean, that's what the last princess said.
You're kind of like me, actually.
I'm just going to ignore her. You push yourself off the ground. The princess is nowhere to be seen. Obviously, she's nowhere to be seen.
The narrator is like the princess? An echo of somebody? We're finding all these perspectives of the princess, right? To fill the empty vessel. There's two sides of it, right? There's not only the perspectives of the princess, but also what we are doing.
Because I'm in here with all of you. Everybody knows that.
I'm setting the stage. The room is empty because you made a spiteful, idiotic, and all-round foolish decision.
Taken.
You don't have to let him get to you. You're better than that. You're starting to make things right.
This is infuriating. Just whatever you do, you can't leave this place. It's not too late to fix this. Probably.
We're leaving. Oh. Yeah, we can just kill ourselves and slay the princess. No. I'm leaving the basement.
It's okay. We're almost out of here. Just take it one step at a time and everything will be fine.
Everything won't be fine if you listen to her. One way or another, this is all going to end. Wouldn't it be nice if he ends with it?
The cold wants us to kill the narrator too.
Wouldn't that be nice? There's only one way to find out.
Let's leave the basement.
Your legs, weary with the weight of the princess's spectral form and clumsy with the cold that still pervades them, stumble towards the stairs.
I'm just trying to get home. You don't have to act like it's the end of the world.
That's a great line. Damn.
But that's exactly what you leaving this place is going to be.
You don't know that.
I do.
Wait, if she has a home to go back to, doesn't that mean that her leaving won't end the world?
I wonder if, like, filling that empty vessel would make the end of the world. So, like, her leaving the basement, just in its one and only thing, is not going to do much. But having her leave the basement in, like, all of the aspects and filling the empty vessel might create something that does make her end the world. So there's two loops here, right? Like where we discover another aspect of the princess. I don't know if this one's like the cold one or like the past one was dominance, right? We can give this other aspect to the empty vessel, or if we kill it now, which I think we've already made our point here of that we're not killing this this one. If we kill it now, I wonder if it's just gone forever.
It doesn't mean that at all. It could mean that wherever her home is, it's outside of the world.
Yeah, but it has to be somewhere, doesn't it? And if it's somewhere, then it's part of the world.
I suppose it's all a matter of perspective. Where does the world end and something else begin? Does the destruction of one open a door to another? Or is it the same world reborn? Against the backdrop of the inane conjecture of meaningless little voices, Your body continues its ascent up the stairs, staggering through the open door.
For how much you hate her, you aren't doing a whole lot to stop us from leaving this place.
Maybe the bossy one doesn't actually hate me. Maybe he even likes me. Or maybe he just knows that he's been in the wrong. Maybe he's trying to make amends too.
Not at all. I'll have you know that I do hate you, and I will continue to hate you for as long as I am able. It's just the weight of it all. It's too much for me to do anything other than describe and dictate.
That's why you're a narrator.
And whine.
This body wasn't made to hold you and the princess. If you want to renege on your cataclysmically terrible decision a minute ago, well, you're the only one that can make that happen. You continue slowly to the door, your feet like lead dragging across the floorboards, growing heavier with each step.
We're so close. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If we get out of here, I won't even care that you murdered me anymore.
You lift your shaking hand and rest it on the door handle, but you pause before you open it, exhaustion sapping what's left of your will.
Was exhaustion really the best you could muster up? It's over. There's no use stalling. Let's see what happens next.
Narrator is stalling, you're right.
Shit. But exhaustion wasn't enough, was it? The handle clicks as you twist it, and then the door groans open. Collapse to the ground, you and the princess, free from the confines of the cabin. As you exhale from the effort, you look up and see... yes?
Oh.
Nothing. He's gone, and so is everything else.
So we did slay him after all. He had it coming, I suppose.
But what about us? Are we just stuck here in nowhere forever? Did taking her out of the cabin really end the world?
I don't think it did.
We're still here.
Yeah, but that thing you said earlier, are we not part of the world anymore? Are we in some world that exists after the world ends, or on top of the other world but not in it, or have we never been part of the world?
Okay, I've heard enough from these two. Let's see if I can pop out.
Nice. You feel a lightness in your chest as a pair of sunken eyes emerge from your body and stare up at you. Oh! Sorry, the narrator's gone. That's why this is happening, right? Where, like, I have to read it now. I am the narrator.
You actually freed me, didn't you? I'm outside. Thanks for giving me a second chance, Philip.
Don't mention it.
I think this was where I'm meant to be.
She's been taken into the vessel. You don't get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror.
There's the mirror.
Why is it here?
Yeah, I got the
Why
shivers, man. Of course you're scared. This is the end for you, but it's not for the end for me.
I would have kept them in the dark if I were
We do
you.
remember.
What is that supposed to mean?
We never forgot.
Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now.
Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror, gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone again. The mirror always makes them leave. The voices are gone. You need to see what's in it. There you go. You've grown. I've grown? Find yourself in the long quiet once again. Sorry, it's fine. All right, you're at the cabin. Approach her. Hello.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before.
Yep.
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Are you the same being as you were before? How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
Makes sense. What does it feel like to change like this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together.
The thing I like about this is normally when you play like narrative games, like visual novels or something, right? Normally, like what you'll do is you'll go back and play it again, but like make different choices in order to see what the different paths were. What's really cool about this game is that that's weaved into the narrative itself. When this is all done, you know what you want to do?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was.
Exactly.
I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed, but in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
You at the end of this, I'm gonna kill you, right?
There is still much to be seen. Neither of us know the depths of our being. Perhaps at the end of this, I will be the one to kill you. Or perhaps we will leave this place together and find new horizons to discover.
When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can't I do the same things I've done before?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen,
No
to perspectives
fucking way.
I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
Damn, that's cool. I can't go back and replay the old narratives I just had because she's actually like absorbed them or whatever, right? That is so sick. And that is the end of the world. By closing out the narrative, by slaying the princess, or by letting her out, regardless of what it is, whatever happens, we are ending the world.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
What do you want me to bring you next time?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them.
Valid.
My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is vaporous. She is a dream for a life she could never have. But that longing has given her so much capacity for kindness. She will make for an understanding
Wow,
heart.
that made me feel real guilty for killing her.
Do not mourn her.
Oh,
She
okay.
will finally be able to hold what she never knew.
Okay, thanks. She knows how I was feeling. I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I fear things will be.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective. You will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you.
Attack the entity or destroy my body? I'm afraid of these two. I'm ready to go back.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Jesus Christ.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
I'm gonna just turn around and leave. That's I'm just gonna do that one.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Lie, I definitely know where I'm going. Nope, the only thing that matters is where I'm not going. The cabin. I'm not going to the cabin. I'm actually pretty okay with the world ending. I relish the new coming of our new dawn by on our own. Or do I just go? Yep, I'm not going to the cabin.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it.
Yep.
Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Nah, I think he does.
That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin.
You motherfucker.
How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
No, I'm gonna leave.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
That sounds like their problem. Good, maybe everyone should die. What they get for dumping me in the woods and asking me to kill someone for them. You're not emotionally blackmailing me into this.
Stakes and consequences aren't emotional blackmail. They're facts of life, and if you had an ounce of maturity, you'd understand that. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
Crazy. There's no fighting this, is there? I have to go to the cabin? No, fine. Oh yeah? Well, I guess I start walking in a different direction again. In fact, I'm going to just keep trekking into the wilderness until I find a place out of this.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will.
You know what? I can live with it.
And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen.
The cabin's over here. What the hell?
At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light.
What the f***?
In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
Wait, what's going on?
But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world. You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
True. Oh, we did it! We walked away from our responsibility!
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Is this a wall? Yep, okay, heading to the cabin now where I'm definitely gonna slay that princess. If I can't run away from the cabin, I'm just staying here in the woods forever.
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
Oh, alright, I'm gonna lie.
You know I can tell when you're lying, right? Please take this seriously. I am begging you. A warning.
Yeah, look at the wall.
She don't believe a word she says.
If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar.
The voice of the contrarian. You know what? I like this guy.
Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it.
I mean, quite literally, that is who he is.
Let's keep an open mind.
To the cabin, I guess.
The cabin interior is
What the fuck?
wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense.
Whoa.
The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway?
Well, I'm not gonna slay her this time.
No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place?
I'm
You have
gonna
literally no idea what
free the
to
princess.
expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise?
I'm going
You
against
can't
narrator
just
here.
say that. But when everything here is so wrong, listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her. Oh, ho, ho, ho. You've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves? Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm. How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us. I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard. Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
Let's approach the mirror again. Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward.
You look ridiculous.
There was and now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
Let's take the blade.
Okay, fine, you took the knife. But you really shouldn't hold it like that. Then how are we supposed to hold it? The other way, thumb at the bottom. Will look much cooler and more serious if we hold it with our thumb at the bottom.
Keep your grip as it is, hold the blade the other way. It would be cooler if we did hold it like that, you know? The other way?
You switch your grip on the blade. Congratulations.
Oh, yo! Look at our mouse!
Okay, fine. You're right. This does look a lot better. It really doesn't matter. Just get on with it and deal with the princess already.
Throw the blade out the window? Yeah, I think we do it.
Yes! Do it! Seriously. You throw the blade at the window, glass showering the cabin as your weapon flies out into the night. I suppose you'll just have to deal with the princess without it.
It's easier to throw it if you if your thumb's at the bottom, you can just kind of, you just do that.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials.
Dear God.
Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
No, thank you.
Is this like every princess in one?
Oh, don't be such a baby.
Oh, dear God. Oh, no.
I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap.
I say we turn around and leave.
Whatever we do, we're gonna die. We don't even have a weapon. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
Every single new voice that we gain doesn't like the narrator. I think the hard stairs to the left, the center staircase, the soft stairs to the right. Center.
You step onto the center staircase. Paths wind out around you in all directions, each step branching into its own staircases, which branch into their own staircases, and so on. You aren't quite sure if yours is taking you up or down, but at the very least, it's taking you somewhere.
So odd. I love it.
You concentrate on where you are, careful not to stray onto any of the many splitting branches that tempt you on all sides. You wouldn't want to have to backtrack to yours once you'd made a decision that took you someplace else.
So weird, too, because the narrator has control over the narrative, full control over the narrative in the first instance, but the second one, like the one we are in now, doesn't.
And so you take one careful, focused step after another. One foot down, another foot down, another after that. You lose yourself in following the correct pattern, in following what looks to be the true path, the one that cuts straight down, or up, or maybe sideways. But no matter the direction it goes, it certainly is the most true path. You know that much.
Sure. As you say, it is.
You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten.
This is so cool!
consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Can I help you?
As what?
What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways. The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here. And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass. We remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our bearings. She seems normal.
What's your name?
Princess. Princess, if you'd like.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once just one of her, there is now another. We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? Again? Have you been here before? Should we tell him? Nah, let him stew. Right, I'm telling him. Yeah, we've been here before, but we never went to the cabin. We just turned around and left until... It's hard to describe. Until the only thing we could see was the same cabin going on forever. And then you told us that the world ended and we died. And then we woke up, and I'm pretty sure you're familiar with all the rest of it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it? Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here, and you need to do it now. Oh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
Dude, I love the contrarians so much. Wait, what the hell? Wait, I ask all of these at once? I know what you are, but I can't trust you. I can't trust anything here. Leave her in the basement. Regretfully think about the time you threw the blade out the window. Yeah, let me do this.
Wait, that's not
That's
right.
all right. Yeah.
Go on. You take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone.
Oh, Jesus. This is us leaving the basement. This is us entering the basement. This is us trying to stab her. This is us freeing her. And this is her stabbing me?
Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... we can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all of us, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all.
Before it all
falls apart?
What the fuck?
I think he's gone.
Okay, all right. We're back in the void.
We were never going to salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and the others they just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable. Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
I can fix her.
We should help her. I think we did this. How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences.
Dude, imagine finding this path as your first one.
It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
It's gonna be okay. Oh my god. But you never know if she hears you replies. She's gone. Memory
She's
returns. All right, so my memory returns
Where did she
now.
go?
Right.
Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror.
Of course you're scared. That's not the end for you, but it's not the end for me. It's gonna be okay. Just trust me. We've been here before.
But if
You know
it's
what's
so
scary?
bad, like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. Yeah, don't look at it. I don't like that.
Maybe the mirror is us. Maybe you know how we give the perspective of the princess to the empty vessel? Maybe the mirror is giving the voice to the contrarian to ourselves. I'll see you on the other side. It's going to be okay.
Okay. If you say so, we'll trust you. You're not messing with us, right?
Approach the mirror. And they're gone. You approach the mirror. Gazing your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. Ooh. You've withered. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You're at the cabin. Approach her.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
You can't be a contradiction. Contradictions don't exist. That's not true. But sure.
And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no logic that can bind my multitudes. I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it.
It doesn't matter how many times you go back. At least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
It seems so distant as I'm near you.
It does seem small from here, and the more we journey, the smaller each of those steps will be. But that doesn't make any of them less special.
What do you think of this vessel?
These ones are a contradiction, a winding kaleidoscope of paths and walls. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me, but it is a shape they cannot hold. They will make for a rich and vibrant heart. Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves.
You know what happens to the worlds we leave behind?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
Do you still not care what I bring you next?
I care about your gifts, but I have no preferences to burden you with. Even if I did, I would never dare to tarnish our relationship by assuming myself above you.
How can you stand to be a contradiction?
As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit. Even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul.
We figured out what you want when we finish.
The desires of my multitude thrive in endless competition with themselves, but none of them rise above their dance to influence me. I yearn for what I have always yearned for, our awakening. Other desires shrink in the light of knowing you and knowing me.
And then how many more vessels?
We will know when we near our destination.
All right, last time you said pond. Okay, never mind. Well, I'm ready to go back to it.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Why is it glass shattering? I'm wondering if like that has to do with the mirror itself. Like our memory returns once the mirror is whole, right? The glass shatters when we die. Why does the mirror appear before we enter the basement? I remember the specter said something about the fact that the voice of the cold was like shattered glass. I wonder if that's what happens. Like we're picking up our shards of glass that have dropped.
You're on a path in the woods.
All right, what should we do this
And at
time?
the
What should we
end
do
of
this
that
time? Let's not take the blade. Let's just enter the basement.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Just checking in on you.
You are? It's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Yeah. Let's do it.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right
I think
thing.
we're doing the right thing here.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Dude, that dialogue. The narrator was like, oh, they're way too thick. You cannot imagine breaking them apart. You can't believe that you would be able to do that. So therefore it stays solid.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to
He's
never
denying
see
it.
the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Yeah. He's like, no, there's no key. And if there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas?
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
Oh, whoa.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free.
True.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Okay.
Is someone else here?
Try the door.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Hey, let me get out
Your
of here.
shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Return to the bottom of the stairs.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom?
Valid.
Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Nobody else was here, though.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
The music changed.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her
Oh!
teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
Oh, God!
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal.
Oh, fuck.
It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now.
Nuh-uh.
Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
I'm saving the princess.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Let's go to the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world.
What?
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and
Hey,
raises
yo,
the blade.
narrator, whoa, what the
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that.
That's not allowed.
Watch me.
What are you doing?
Oh. There's a warn her option.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect.
Chat, look at our cursor. There's blood on the cursor now.
Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
No, I'm resisting.
As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
Whoa. We don't have to be a little rash here, okay? Like, no. We can talk this out. Like, we don't have to. Oh.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Right, the narrator can keep us alive.
Oh no. I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake.
Yeah.
For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic
We
gesture.
believe we're alive. We can stay
The two
alive.
of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
That's so fucked up. So because we're not following the narrator is quite literally torturing us.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she?
Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The damsel. I could also just leave here now that there's no wall. No, let me proceed to the cabin. I want to see who this new person is. This new
warning.
damsel.
If only you knew what you did to us, you villain.
Voice of the smitten.
Excuse me?
Forget he said anything.
But he is a villain. He made our beloved brutally take our life last time. He's trying to keep us apart, but he won't be able to withstand the power of our love.
The power of our love.
Last time? What are you talking about?
I think he just likes to hear the sound of his own voice. Let's try to ignore him.
I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed.
If the voice of the contrarian was me, right, playing this game and as a streamer, the voice of the smitten is like you guys.
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet.
Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead. The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
I'm going to approach the mirror. Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall.
There was a mirror a second ago,
And now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
I am not going to take the blade. I have no intention of slaying the princess right now.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Hello?
a voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I think we're in love.
Oh,
Okay, I'm with you that we should be doing whatever we can to save her, but saying we're in love is a bit much, don't you think? We don't even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this fawning.
Yeah, this is literally you.
Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall. My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment. You know she can't hear you, right? She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit. Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing, and she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back. You've been here before, haven't you? That's right, villain, and you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty. And you've died
This
before.
game is so good.
So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time.
Okay, so we have confirmed that, you know, the whole world dies regardless of what happens. I'd hoped I'd be the first.
We damned a whole world, but everything reset. Nothing resets, you're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever. Especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you. This is horrible. Horrible for you, maybe, but we've been given another opportunity to sweep her off her feet and treat her like the lady she is. Now, hold on, if she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her?
She means well.
We never saw a world end. And now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been. I shan't let anyone convince us otherwise. Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't let him distract you. Just do your job.
I mean, I agree. He's lost it, but I'm saving her. Remember what happened the last time the narrator killed you? It was extremely unfair. Yeah.
If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
Aw, shucks.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually.
Unfettered love.
That's because she's perfect. Do you think she has someone like
Toxic
him
and
telling her what to do? She doesn't. There's no one else like me.
I don't believe that.
I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
I mean, bring a knife. Do I have to cut you out again?
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
Wow, she is really enabling.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done. What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird?
I mean, the hero's right
She
here.
didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel. No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behavior and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So go ahead and slay her.
What happened after I died?
You died, and now we're talking.
But what happened after that? Did the world end? Did you end the world?
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips. Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
I have no feelings one way or the other about the world ending. No, I don't want the world to end. Honestly, the world sucks. People here are plagued, and I hope you brought a slow and painful world and all. No, I don't want the world to end.
Then I didn't end the world.
That's not how that works. That's quite literally not how that works.
See? She didn't confess anything. She is innocence itself.
Nope.
Not so sure.
You killed me last time, and it hurts a lot. Why'd you do that?
I'm sorry. Didn't you want me to?
It's actually fair.
Did we?
Actually, no. No, I didn't. I didn't want her to kill me. Whoa. No, I didn't want you to kill me. I was literally just being like, yo, I gotta leave.
We warned her of the cruel forces seizing our body. That's practically telling her to kill us. She is our beloved, and she made the choice to free us of our misery, to show us mercy and make the best decision for everyone. She made the best decision for her. Don't be so quick to assign kindness. You're just opening yourself up to manipulation. No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, you'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? I would if you had a weapon. Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought.
I don't know about that. I don't think you should.
You wouldn't. I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed. I can't believe it. But I guess I have to. I told you. There's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
Amen, brother. Amen.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh. If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back and everyone out there would be saved. Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon.
Luckily we don't.
Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our
That's
side?
right.
What do we do now?
Get married and live a happily ever after. What do you want to do?
Let me guess. End the world? Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
Yeah.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave. And I think...
What?
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection. And then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
There must be something you
I
want.
just want to make you happy.
She can't just want to make us happy. It makes sense to me. That's all I want for her,
Oh,
so
you
of
gotta-
course she'd want the same for us.
Hey, yo, you gotta want to make yourself happy too, you know? Like, but what would make you happy?
I just want to make you happy.
Is she broken? What's going on? What's going on is she's lying to you, only she isn't a good liar. Are you starting to trust me now?
You have to want something more than just making me happy.
Okay, I'll find something else to want if that makes you happy.
Oh, no.
This isn't right. I don't know what's going on, but this isn't right. I fail to see the problem here. She's just sweet on us. You don't have to act like it's a big deal.
But you need your own thing. You just met me. You can't just base your entire happiness around me.
Okay, if that's what makes you happy.
Is it just me, or does it feel like we're alone right now? Like we're the only ones here?
Crazy. That's crazy. You don't get the chance to ask another question, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Emery returns.
No. She was our perfect match.
Sorry, Smitten.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
You approach the mirror. Facing your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've unraveled. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You're at the cabin.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there. Do you know what we'll find out there?
Is that a rhetorical question? Do you know? Do you want me to tell me?
Rhetorical. rhetorical. I have only known these spaces, and I have known flickers of the lives you've brought me, short and violent and full of passion. But all of those flickers end where the long quiet begins. I'm asking you because I cannot know your mind. Do you know what we'll find out there?
There's trees and stars, and there are people, I think. Yeah, at least there's supposed to be people.
There is a warmth and sadness in me at the thought of people. Fresh tears on a winter's day. They are not like us. They do not last.
Do you think that anything is real out there? Do you think that we're real?
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist.
Do you have thoughts on this vessel?
This one is soft and delicate. You molded her to love you, and she'll make for a gentle heart.
I hate that.
Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose.
Do you know what's going to happen when you awaken?
If I did, I would already be awake.
When you sent me back, I'm not alone. There are voices that speak to me. Some of them are me, but one of them is called something else. I call him the narrator, and he wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator? Have the vessels had one?
No, their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
He does. I don't know why, but I know this for a fact.
I am on the cusp of my awakening. Perhaps you are on the cusp of yours.
Oh, okay. How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
One. Whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular. A final multitude.
Okay. This is the last time. Is there anything you'd like me to bring you?
These gifts are a conversation, and each one shows me the contours of your heart. The only thing I want to see is what you choose for me when the thread is fully drawn.
If this is the last stage before your completion, then I'm not going back. I'm just going to stay here.
You've already tried waiting, but I understand if you need more time. I'll wait with you.
Wait.
I will see you when you return. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage. You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
It's like we'll always keep coming back because we want to find out what happens. Like, who are we? Who is she? No matter what. Oh, it just closed the game.
You have returned to me. Though you were gone mere moments, I never left your side.
Yo, what the? She said you were only closed for a short, by for a short time. I'm wondering if you're gone for a while, if it changes. All right, I'm ready to go back.
The
We got
next
one more.
time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
Everything goes dark, and you die. Take the blade, drop the knife.
You take the blade from the table. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Just continue.
Good. You're still listening to reason.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
I'm here to talk, but I'll drop the knife.
Then why did you bring a knife with you? How about you drop it, and then we can chat.
Let's do it. I drop it.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
All right, let's see what happens.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
What I want.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her.
I'm nervous.
Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
A relationship? Are you coming on to me?
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Yeah, okay. What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
How long have you been down here?
Too long.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
Narrator, shut up. Do you know why I'm here to kill you?
Do you?
Okay, fair. I know I've been told whether or not I believe it is an entirely different matter. Let me remain silent.
I see. The silent treatment. You know, if you don't share with me, well, I'm not going to share with you.
How would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm talking with her, not with you.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
I don't like the way you're looking at me with that.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
Okay, we've talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
Slay the princess. I'm going to get you out of here, or I'm going to keep you locked away down here, at least for a bit. We can get to know each other better while I decide what to do. Well, I've killed her already. I've also saved her. I'm going to keep her locked away, I think.
That seems like a pretty good compromise.
Yeah.
Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help. And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
Hey, no need to be rash, you know. I'm just making some choices, you know, just
You
vibing,
have to make
you
a
know.
choice. Let's hope for all our sakes it's the right one.
I'm locking her in the basement. I made my choice.
I know you think this is a fair compromise, but it isn't. No one wins here.
Let's give it a try.
It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work. If we just stay here and keep watch, no one has to die.
You're making a mistake.
You turn your back to the princess and make your way to the stairs.
Did we pick up the knife? Or did she pick up the knife?
It won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Slip these chains? She
Oh.
can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice?
Oh,
I don't think she's bluffing. Either way, she dropped her mask, didn't she? You can still turn around and finish the job.
no, we're sticking to the plan and locking her down here. Yeah.
You'll be the death of all of us, but fine. Have it your way. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade. Okay, we can make this work. You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue.
Why are we sleeping?
But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
Oh, no.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out? It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyways.
Mom!
It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
Mom, can you come pick me up? I don't want to be here anymore.
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare. As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forgive it. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
Oh, I can guess.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker. No, it doesn't.
Threaten me all you want. All it does is ease my guilty conscience. So all of that was just an act, wasn't it? You're not really innocent or harmless. You're not even a princess. You're a monster. Or ignore her and go to sleep. This probably makes her into a monster. I'd probably just die here. I want to say this.
I can be innocent and harmless if I want to be. Teasing me with fresh air and a chance to finally live freely doesn't inspire me to play nice.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar, its lock broken, and the table shoved out of the way.
Where is she?
Oh god.
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working. It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves.
Oh god.
First
I like
your
the other
toes
one.
go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything but witness her approach.
Whose side are you on?
Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth.
Yeah, sure, okay.
Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
Well, you've done that before.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
Quick and painless. I would like that.
She steps closer.
Oh god, that's
One
so scary.
silent footfall at a
God.
time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Wonder how like that feels. Like oh, there goes my liver. Like what?
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills.
So we have feathers, gills, scales, and like talons. What are we?
What a shame. If you'd only helped me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest. You have seconds left.
I'd say better luck next time. But we both know this is the end.
Oh,
Don't
what's the
we?
second loop gonna be like?
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends.
I'm sorry, but it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The nightmare. Oh, why? I don't do well with scary.
I don't think lying and cheating is a thing. She was very direct with us last time. Or at least she was direct with us after we decided to lock her away.
It doesn't matter. Don't trust
The voice
anyone.
of the paranoid. Yeah, that's pretty accurate right now.
The interior of the cabin is plain, the smooth wood of the walls almost featureless. The only furniture of note is a lone table, knocked on its side in the corner of the room.
That's fine.
A pristine blade stands between you and the open, inviting basement doorway.
Hold on. What happened to the door? It's just an empty frame. She's already gotten out, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been waiting. Can't you feel her eyes on us?
I hate this voice so much. This is the worst voice.
I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together. The princess has not already gotten out. But if you keep getting stuck in your head like this, you're going to struggle to get the job done. So deep breath in, deep breath out. Your task awaits, and only you can do it.
Let me approach the mirror.
Did he make it go away? Clearly there was something in there worth investigating if he wants it hidden so bad.
Exactly, it's us. All right, we're not taking the blade.
Should have taken the knife again. I don't think she's going to take an olive branch. We need something sharper.
You cross over the threshold and onto a series of isolated steps suspended in darkness.
More eyes, too. You never mentioned the eyes.
Eyes.
The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a creature of flesh and blood. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Bro.
Her cruel and playful voice prances up the stairs.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you and I.
Yeah, like play hide and seek and like Fortnite or something, right?
Come back. She must have you confused with someone else.
You really don't remember, do you? It doesn't matter, we need a game plan. We know we can't just go down there unprepared.
I'm gonna talk to her.
Didn't you hear my warning a minute ago? She can't be trusted. Talking won't do you any good.
Something tells me she isn't going to be very keen on talking anyway.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. As you emerge, you find yourself between two loose rows of white wooden planks suspended in nothingness. A smattering of cobblestones visible against the inky black of the basement mark where the floor should be, forming vague pathways. At what seems to be the end of the room, they diverge in opposite directions, left and right. She could be anywhere, and there's nowhere for us to hide. We're completely exposed. Are you really not going to comment on how weird this place is? No, I'm not. Somebody needs to be the voice of reason here, and it certainly isn't you. Excuse me, I'm being incredibly reasonable. You're the one who's just matter-of-factly describing whatever the hell we're looking at like it's an ordinary basement.
I'm scared, chat.
We're going to die down here. I don't want to die again. Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things worse. Just pick a direction and start moving.
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter, because either way you go, I'm going to find you.
We are playing hide and seek, it looks like. I'm gonna go right.
You turn to the right. A faintly outlined path lies before you.
There you are. I told you I was going to find you.
As the princess approaches, your legs suddenly go numb. Your arms quickly follow. This is it, isn't it?
No little knife this time. It's almost like you want me to get you.
There has to be a way out of this. Think.
That's so creepy.
Think! What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
Your vision cuts out as your blood begins to coagulate. It's as if every part of your being is coming to a lurching halt. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves. Heart, lungs. Your lungs pull in a desperate gulp of air as your eyes shoot back open. Liver, nerves, heart, lungs, liver, nerves. What are you doing? I'm working. Do you want this body to function, or do you want... And then experience stops once more as your body reapproaches death.
I'm okay.
Okay, whatever you were doing, please just start doing it again. Are you sure about that? Are you sure that's what you want, or do you want to interrupt me some more? You have seconds left. Yes, I'm sure. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart. Again, your eyes shoot open as you gasp for breath. Nerves, heart.
Can't decide what you want to do, can you? Oh well, standing there gasping like a fish is more fun than dead. Even if you look ridiculous.
She isn't attacking us. Why? The why doesn't matter. She's already proven her ill intent. Don't lose sight of your mission. And how are we supposed to do that? We don't have a weapon. The way out of here is nowhere to be seen. That isn't my fault. It doesn't matter whose fault it is, because fighting her isn't an option right now. Then you should get looking, shouldn't you?
What happened after you killed me last time?
I tried to leave while you suffocated, but that stupid cabin wouldn't let me. So I started to drag your body out with me, and then, well, you died before I could get to the door. And then I was here, and now you're here too. I don't think I can move without you. And dead doesn't count. And as much as I love what we have going on, I have bigger plans than tormenting one poor little creature forever. I want to leave.
She can't kill me, because if she kills me, then she can't leave. If you need me alive, then why did you threaten me on the stairs? Why didn't you try to be nice to me?
I am being nice. You're alive, aren't you? And you died of fright as soon as you saw me last time. I didn't think keeping you alive was an option. But it looks like that's not a problem anymore. At least not for me. You seem miserable.
What if I let you out? What then? Do we go our separate ways?
No, definitely not. If you're what I need to leave this place, chances are you're pretty useful. I think I'll keep you right by my side. A little good luck charm to make sure I stay free.
Cool.
Don't worry. I'll make sure to take good care of you. I promise.
If you want to work together, can you at least turn off this whole organ shutting down situation?
I am what I am. It's not my fault that you can't handle being around me.
Okay, cool. Good to know. You know you're a lunatic, right?
Like I said, I am what I am. And right now, I'm in control.
Oh,
So, you might want to be a little nicer to me.
okay, sure.
Raises one long gloved finger, its tip hovering just over your skin, seeming to enjoy the lingering threat. But she withdraws, sparing you another momentary glimpse of death.
All right, let's get out of here.
What? No!
I knew you'd come around. Oh, this is going to be so wonderful.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to let this happen. Before you can utter another word, your body stops moving. Do you think you could just wrest control away from us? This body's barely functioning as it is. Doesn't the world end if we fail to stop her? Won't letting us die here just make it end faster?
True.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart. With a flick of the princess's wrist, the
God,
stairs
so
slide
fucking
back
creepy.
into place. I can't believe you're making me watch you damn everyone to torment and oblivion.
Come along now. You don't want to be stuck down here.
The princess glides onto the stairs and beckons you to follow. If only you had a weapon, this would be the perfect opportunity to use it.
Like, you have a weapon, narrator.
But we don't. We've already made our choice. We can still grab it on the way out. You're not wrong, but maybe you should let me handle the suggestions for the time being. Just focus on keeping us alive. Right. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart, lungs.
I step on the stairs and follow the princess.
You step onto the basement stairs, following the princess as she ascends. Pins and needles punctuate your every step, an uncomfortable and constant reminder of your mortality. Is this really worth it? At least it's a choice. That doesn't justify anything. A terrible choice is still terrible.
Make sure you keep up. We wouldn't want you to fall.
Fucking creepy.
As if acting on instinct, you crane your neck and look behind you. There is nothing there. The princess reaches the top of the stairs and taps on the door. Her head twists back in your direction, watching you with dead eyes as the way out creaks open.
The dagger's right there.
Don't forget that your pristine blade is still on the other side. You can still make this right. You can still save everyone. You can still save yourself from becoming her tormented pet. There's no harm in us having a weapon. All it does is give us more options, and we are dangerously low on those right now. Have you considered that maybe you could operate the autonomic nervous system for a bit? Everyone is trying to manipulate us, and I can only do so many things at once to keep us alive. Heart. Liver? Your body seizes violently as you regain consciousness on the floor of the cabin. No! You're doing it all wrong. You're supposed to do it like this. Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart. I guess I have to do everything around here, don't I? Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart.
There we go. Back with me where you belong. I thought you might have decided to break yourself just to spite me. It's better for you that you didn't. Now we can get back to business. For starters, we won't need this where we're going.
The princess plucks the blade from the floor and tosses it through the door behind you.
Cool.
It vanishes into the inky black of the basement, never to be seen again.
Never mind.
Guess we're not stabbing her in the back. I guess not. I'm going to fix myself a stiff drink. If I'm about to watch you hand the world to her on a silver platter, I'd rather not be sober.
I didn't know you could do that.
And now you open the door.
There's nothing else for us to do.
Let's do it.
The doorknob twists in your hand, revealing the forested path beyond the cabin. You bastard. You've actually done it. You've actually doomed everyone. Heart.
It's so beautiful. I can't wait to ruin it. But it's so cold, too. It's itching
Being absorbed.
against my skin.
The princess, exhausted, slumps to the ground.
Why is it so cold?
We've done it. That was the last one we needed. You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave. You need to see what's in it. You are nothing at all. Whoa. That isn't right. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze, and then you see it, a figure, faint and veiled in shadow, just beyond the reflection. Are you me?
I think you know what I am.
Oh. I narrated. A crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image in the glass in two. And then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. Whoa. Whoa. PointCrow, shut the fuck up. You're the narrator. I was wondering if I'd ever get to see you.
The narrator, yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all, an objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far.
Oh, I only have a limited amount of questions. Okay, good to know, good to know, good to know. Every time I ask something, it's like a break.
I'm aware, and if I were you, I'd be more precious about your time.
Oh. Okay, that was like a terrible question. Oh, damn it. Okay, if you're not me, then what are you? Yep.
I'm an echo, likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
Okay. Others like you. You've said that something before. Has every narrator really been different?
Of course. That is by both necessity and design. This construct you're in exists in many places at once. Anytime you failed, anytime you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both your consciousness and hers into another world.
Yeah.
But you'll be awake soon. And then it won't be able to work like that anymore.
Oh. Okay. What is my true identity?
You're the long quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death.
That doesn't answer as much as I wanted to. Okay. Why would you want to rid the world of death?
If you need to ask that question, there's nothing I can say to move you. You haven't died. You cannot die. So you cannot grasp the abject horror of dying.
Fair. Are you a god, or were you a god?
No. In life, I was painfully mortal. A witness to the end of days. I held the fear of death in my heart and saw oblivion threaten the very memory of everything I knew and everyone I loved. I needed to do something.
We saw the end of the world.
So I made you. And I made her. And I made this place to hold you both.
In order for us to eliminate death. How did you do that? You made us out of what?
The cycle of life and death. The endless pattern of creation and destruction. I tore it in two and shaped the fraying threads into you and her.
So you were mortal once.
Soon I'll be gone entirely, and you'll be left alone with your final choice. So allow me to make my final request. The princess contains death itself within her, but I wove you into being with all the power you need to destroy her forever. Do it. Slay her, and rid the world of death and suffering.
But death is okay, though. That's like just how life is. You know, you need to have a beginning and an end to things. For eternity is just actually suffering in itself. After everything you've done to us, do you think anyone deserves to live?
Nobody alive has done anything to you. I'm all gone. But if you and the princess want to smite the rest of them for the crimes of a dead man, if you really want to be that petty, there isn't much I can do to stop you.
So I could end the world if I wanted to, but I think you're out of time. I'm not going to slay her, and I want you to know that before you die for good. Rest easy, I'm going to destroy her. Rest easy, I'm going to destroy her, but lie. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I still have to think about what she thinks about all this. I'm going to just say what I want to say.
I've said my piece, and my time is up. It's like I said, I'm just an echo. And echoes always fade away. You know what you have to do.
As the final fragment of glass shatters, you see yourself with newfound clarity. The narrator was right. You are the long quiet, a vast and nascent god. And it's finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. Leave the cabin one last time. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find. Oh! What the f***?
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
You know about the echo? Did you hear our conversation?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
I'm the long quiet, but I don't really know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the shifting mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
So you have a say in all this. Why is this all falling on me?
Of course I have a say in all of this. You and I share reflections of each other's burdens, just as you and I share reflections of each other's gifts. If we didn't, the winding paths that brought us here wouldn't have been full of strife and conflict.
Talk this through.
My very nature is paradox, as is yours. You cannot use words to grasp at things that are beyond their reach, and you cannot rationalize that which defies logic. But violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it.
Okay.
Fear is what pretends to protect us from loss. To fear death protects from losing a body. To fear ruin protects from losing status. To fear rejection protects from being known. But losing a body is contained within having a body. Losing status is contained within having status. Being known is contained within being conscious. It is in the nature of all things to transform. To go from known to hidden to known again.
Yeah, she is change.
But when the ceaseless impermanence of all things strips away the finality of endings, what remains of fear? Is it a shelter protecting you from itself? Or is it a shelter protecting itself from you? You took fear by the hand and walked with it into the unknown. And through that, you feared nothing.
Even if I'm not afraid now, the fear of others is real. We can't uphold the harm that everyone suffers just because we're beyond it.
Others cling to fear because they have not yet seen beyond it. Will you strip the beauty of transformation just because some refuse to acknowledge it?
Oh.
Another tries to stake into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go?
This is so cool. We're going through every single storyline we've made it through and what each means.
Love melted into skepticism, and you pulled back layer after layer after layer, until all you were left with was the knowledge that you did not know me. You sought the truth then. Will you hide from it, now that it is within your grasp?
Yeah, this is from her perspective. I don't want to hide from the truth.
Then don't. Leave with me. There's no need for you to fight what we are.
I won't leave with you, not until you see things from my perspective.
If you need more time to open your eyes, then I will give you all the time in the world.
Oh, God.
Masses mob you. There is no beginning to them, nor is there an end. There is only the flood of bodies. And every moment you hold every possible sensation at once, and then you hold them all again. And in the end,
You returned it to me. For a brief moment, you were everything. A chaos that needed ordering. But without chaos, there is no reason.
I couldn't understand you then, but I think I understand you now.
You saw with a single pair of eyes what you needed dozens to comprehend. And now here we are, each with millions of eyes, and all of them opening to what we are.
A shiver passes through you as unseen fingers, cold as the grave, dance across your skin. They remember the violence you inflicted on them,
Because I killed
and
him.
yet they do not return it.
But I
I
felt bad.
offer you a path to your redemption, and you take my hand in yours. You felt the pain you caused another, and you were willing to sacrifice everything you thought was used to set me free. Without sin, there is no redemption,
I would sacrifice everything for you again.
and yet there is nothing left for you to sacrifice. So long as you accept
I can't
me
tell
with
whether I
that
want to
love.
slay her or not.
You become nothing.
Oh, the dominance,
A black
yeah.
hole of self-loathing fed by the matter of your restless thoughts. You are terrified of a power so far beyond you that it strips the meaning from your every action. But at the feet of that power, the dark parts of you cannot help but burn away. Your inadequacies reduced to cinders by the blazing light of the divine. When I proclaimed my godhood and presented you with a place by my side in my new creation, you gladly took it.
Not by choice.
Without me, there is no future to look towards. It is hope that carves meaning into consciousness.
You were consumed by your own ego, yeah.
And through your lack of one, you too were consumed. Yet together, we were able to create something beautiful.
I don't know. As the clash between you abates, you begin to shake, your will rapidly dissolving.
Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
You need to believe in the things you believe in when you get to sit above it all.
It is from my vantage point that I can see the totality of truth.
What do you think happens if we leave here?
This universe dies, and a new one is born. And that one dies, and a new one is born. And you and I get to witness it all, weaving a tapestry of life wherever we go.
You are cruelty itself, and I cannot let you exist. It's like I want to choose that one and slay the princess. Yeah. No, but then I get rid of change and death, and no. You've done everything you can make me understand, but you keep dismissing mine. If you think you can change me, then I must be able to change you.
What I offer you is not perspective. It is truth.
Whatever you're trying to do right now, you don't have to do it alone.
That's right, hero. You have no idea how good it is to hear you.
It's good to be here. She's too many things all at once out here. If you want to get through to her, you need some way to get through all of that divine confidence.
That's right. That's right.
There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there. I can take you to her heart.
Hey, he's been through us the entire time.
It's time to resume our dance.
She's relentless, isn't she? Let's make this quick. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Then let's go.
It's all here. The cabin.
And here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started, but I guess it's a little after that, isn't it?
It is. Oh, look at the outside. It's her.
Do you need me to describe things?
No. Is the narrator really gone?
Yeah, it's dead silent in here. Whatever it was that was left of him, I don't think it could handle you waking up to godhood. Pretty sure he got obliterated.
It's just you and me. Did anyone else make it to the cabin?
It's just us. I think the rest of them are still out there, jumbled up in the rest of her.
True. I guess all of us was lost in all of her, and then entered the basement. Right.
No blade it is. I'm not sure what we'll be able to do without it, but your judgment has gotten us this far.
And there you are, hands empty.
So you don't feel like recreating our first meeting detail for detail.
That's pretty cool.
I wonder what else will be different. Maybe there's still room for us to chat before the final curtain call. What do you say?
Sit with her. Are you the same as you were out there?
No. I feel like I'm myself again.
I don't want to be a god.
Honestly, me neither.
What if we just leave?
Do you know where this cabin is? Because I don't. I don't even know what's supposed to be outside other than us. What would even happen if we leave? What would that even mean?
Oh God, I'm like emotional. Jesus. It doesn't matter what happens or what it means. What matters is that we're leaving together.
You know what? Yeah, I want that too.
I think I'm going to stay right here. Whatever you're doing right now, wherever you're going, it feels like it's for just the two of you.
Oh. Are you sure you don't want to come? Or, well, thanks for everything, actually.
Don't mention it. Thanks for making all the hard choices along the way.
Thanks, hero. Leave with the princess. You lead and the princess follows, and together you leave the basement behind for the last time. It's quiet as you ascend. A comfortable silence, filling a space that used to be flooded with violence and words and noisy thoughts. There's an energy in the silence, an electricity, the anticipation of the unknown. At the top of the stairs, the princess stalls, eyes fixed on the cabin door, and sees her. She's unsure of herself for the first time in her long and short existence. She has no part to play anymore, and she knows this. Yet, she still is. And then she crosses the room to the door outside. You follow her confident steps.
This is it. I have no idea what it's going to be like out there.
There's some beauty in that.
Not that I'm scared or anything. It's exciting, really. Anything could happen. And if it's bad, then it won't be bad. Not with you.
And hey, if it is bad, then it'll be bad, but we'll be together. Neither of us knows what's going to be like out there.
It's something new. But whatever it is, we'll face it. Together.
Let's do it. Oh, that's so cute. And whatever it is, you'll face it together. It's a love story. Ah, God! That's so sweet.